Edmonton. Congratulations for making it to the quarterfinals. Why don't you both give us how you feel your team's prepared for tomorrow and playing against Japan?
Yeah, we're feeling really good. We've had quite a few days to rest and recover and prepare for the next match. So yeah, we'll just be hoping to build on our last performance and come out firing against Japan.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, we've had a good preparation this week. It's probably been our best week of preparation since we've been in Canada. So yeah, we just can't wait to get out there tomorrow and take on Japan.
All right. Can we start with questions? Right there.
Just, Alan, I imagine a tournament like this, you don't get as long a break as you do between games here. How's that approach, the length of the time that you've had to prepare for this game? Has that changed your approach in any way at all for this next game?
Yeah, it has actually. It's been really good, and I guess we're lucky we'd have the extra 2 days in between games this time. We had 4 really tough games in a row where virtually a bulk of the starting lineup played all 4 games in a row. So, we didn't have the luxury like Japan did of rotating players and swapping players around and giving them a bit of a rest during the tournament. So this week's been a good week where we've done a little bit of work, but also focused on our recovery and rehab so that everyone's fit and firing tomorrow.
Over here.
Katrina, John Worrell with the Associated Press. You talked about hoping to build off our last performance. Has the buzz or the excitement and emotion from that victory, have you been able to refocus and cool down, knowing how big, significant that victory was?
Yeah, we're really excited about defeating Brazil, 1-0. And we have tried to build on that performance. We're excited for the first day, and then it's refocusing on our next opponent. So that's what we just tried to do. We watched the game against Netherlands and Japan, and from that day we have refocused, and yeah, it's time to beat Japan.
Right here.
Alan, I guess we might be looking at one, but how many changes can we expect for the starting lineup that'll play Japan?
Yeah, again, we've still got a training session to get through just after this, so there might be a couple of changes, again, just like usual, to freshen the team up. I don't think anyone's won or lost a spot on their abilities at the moment. Everyone's really playing well, so it's more just to freshen the team up. So we'll see how we get through training, but at the moment we've got a full bill of health, which is really good when you're this deep into the tournament.
If I can kindly ask the photographers to leave the press conference. Thank you. Right here.
Katrina, one for you. Negotiations with the PFA, I think, have broken down over the last 24 hours. Is this a chance now to actually prove to FFA that the Matulas are worthy of having equality and beating Japan?
Yeah, it's definitely something we're not really focused on. We've come to the World Cup to compete with the best teams in the world and show, the world what we're capable of. So, all those other things will take care of itself, and it's just something that we're not really focused on.
Alan. Right here.
Question for the coach, Koki Harada from Japanese Freelancer. It will be extremely hot weather tomorrow. Do you have in mind to change your strategy a little bit?
Look, we've played in this hot weather before and even hotter. The last time we played Japan, it was 37 degrees and a lot more humid than what it is here at the moment. So, we played Japan in Vietnam twice last year in those conditions, and we played the same way. So, we've got a good level of fitness. We've got a good young team. I'd say we're probably the fittest team in the tournament at the moment, and, Japan are going to have to deal with a fit and fast Australia tomorrow.
In the back.
Alan, you know more than anyone what kind of struggles these girls have had to go through both on and off the field. What's it like for you to see them get this kind of recognition they are now back in Australia? And then, Katrina, can I ask you, do you harness the hype or do you try and ignore it to stay focused?
Yeah, look, I think Minnie already touched on that answer. We've really focused on the tournament, and as she said, we know that if we do our job, all those other things will look after themselves. But yeah, having been involved for quite a number of years, it's always been a struggle to get recognition for the players and the amount of work they do and the amount of sacrifice they give to the sport and to our country. So it's good that we've heard a lot of reports about how much Australia is getting on board and getting behind the team, which is really pleasing. But we're still only halfway there. We really want to finish the job off. We've done well to get to this point, but we really want Australia to get behind us and you know, really want to test the world's best. And we've done that already, but as I said, we only think the job's half done.
Yeah, we have been reading a bit. I personally have been trying to stay off social media as much as I can and not really read all the articles and stuff like that. I mainly focus on, you know, things my family and friends are saying, and, you know, that's what I take out of it.
Katrina, how important is it having a fully fit squad so you can have players come on and do what you did against Brazil? Yeah,
You know, it works in our favour so much. I know that a few of the teams over the course of the competition have had significant injuries, which has affected their team, and you know, we are very lucky, and our medical staff have been on top of every little thing and monitored us quite closely. So I think we're pretty lucky, and you know, we're pretty excited to get out there tomorrow.
Coach, Yuki Oba, NHK Japan Broadcasting. What's going to be the key point when you try to cope against a team like Japan that's going to pass short passes, swift passes, and move around all across the pitch like they did against the Netherlands?
There's only one difference. We're not the Netherlands. We played Japan twice last year, and the games that we played against Japan didn't look like any of the games that they've played so far in this World Cup. They've played 4 opponents who dropped off and gave them a lot of respect, as they deserve. But that's not the kind of game they're going to see against us, and they're well aware of that. So the whole context of the game will be different, just like Brazil's games were. You know, Brazil strolled through their group phase and looked comfortable, and they played against us, and you know, they could barely string 4 or 5 passes together and had to resort to long-range shooting. So the context of the game will be different, and pardon me, I'd almost flip that question around and say Japan are going to have to deal with us as well. We've got a lot of attacking threat, we've got a lot of mobility, we've got a lot of speed, we've got a lot of dangerous threat off set pieces. So, you know, we know they're a fantastic team, and we've got a lot of respect for their technique, their passing, their movement. It's really world class. But in saying that, we've dealt with it before, and they're going to have to deal with some of our strengths as well.
In the back there.
I'm here. Naoki Okumura, Fuji Television Japan. I have a question to the coach. Who do you think are the really key players of this Japanese team, like the dangerous players of Japan team?
Yeah, probably. I think all our players and all the staff, and including me, we all probably think that Miyama's probably the best player in the team, and if not one of the best players in the world. Fantastic technique, good temperament, just a beautiful player to watch. So Miyama's definitely a key player in their team, but Agimi's very good. Sagakuchi in the middles that really has a good high work rate for them as well. The 2 left and right fullback really get forward a lot. Ariyoshi did well the other day and scored a goal for them. So we know that they've got threats all over the field. Ono is very clever. So, you know, we know all their threats. You know, Sawa, if she plays, has been a world-class player for a long time. So we know all their threats. We know their technique. We know their movement. That doesn't mean it's easy to stop. We know how good they are, and we'll do our best to stop all their threats. But as I said, we're well aware of how good they are and what their threats are. But again, I flipped the question around and say they're going to have to deal with Lisa Devana and Caitlin Ford and Sam Kerr and Katrina Gorry as well, who in their own rights have just as much ability, and if not more attacking flair and power to defeat Japan.
One for Katrina. Japan, obviously defending champions, silver medalists at the Olympics and last year's Asian Cup winner. So obviously, have you got anything to lose tomorrow? And just personally for yourself, you are the Asian Player of the Year. Have you got something to prove?
You know, we're pretty much just going out. We have that little flair under our belt that they did beat us in the Asian Cup final, and I think that gives us a lot of confidence as well, because we just mixed with them so well in that final, and you know, we were winning that in the group stage 2-0 against them. So we know that we can break down their defence and their whole team structure. So we're pretty confident going into this game, and you know, I have so much belief in this team, and just believe that we can get the job done tomorrow.
Katrina, I know that you said that your focus is on the match and you're not worried about what's happening at home, but just in terms of what is happening, has the PFA excluded the Matildas from this because of the World Cup duties, or what's been the dialogue?
We just haven't really focused on it at all. We haven't been a part of it. We're just kind of in our own little clam, and we talk to ourselves, and that's about it. The rest of it, yeah, as I said, will just take care of itself.
Over there.
Hey, Katrina, Jen Hildreth, Fox Sports. You just touched on it a little bit, your last couple of meetings with Japan and how you might be able to draw some confidence from that. Also, how much do you feel this team has grown since those last couple of meetings?
Yeah, a huge amount. The Asian Cup final was about 6 months ago, so how this team has come together and what we've done in the last 12 months is extremely great, and the preparation that we had leading into this tournament, and we've built on every performance in our group stage. So, yeah, this team has come a long way since we played Japan in that last final, and it definitely will come out firing on Saturday.
Over here.
Katrina, there's been some concerns about the turf maybe ripping up your feet. What's not your but players' feet? Just what concerns have there been, and Alan, have you had to change any strategy in regards to, what the turf has done to your players?
No, we haven't changed any strategy. To be honest, if it's 30 or 31 degrees tomorrow, that's in the comfort zone of our players. When we play back home in our summer league, that goes from October till January or February back home in Australia, we often play in temperatures 35 to 40, even 41, 42 degrees. So 30 degrees is mild for us. So, the temperature's really good. I think it's a good comfort level for us. I think it is a bit hotter on the turf, to be honest, though. I think the black rubber usually reflects the heat and it comes up through the players' boots, but that's the same for both teams. It's not just going to affect an Australian player's foot, it'll affect anyone. So if there's discomfort there for a player, that's a level playing field for anyone. So it's not really even worth commenting about, because it is what it is, and you've got to deal with it, just like whether it's wind or rain or anything else. So it's an environmental factor and one that we can't control.
Next question. Okay, we're done. Good luck, and training will be at 1:30. First 15 minutes open, and good luck for tomorrow's match. Thank you.